Happy 2023. If you celebrate the New Year's, then Happy New Year to you. I hope that it is starting off very smoothly and joyfully for you and your family. And for those of you who don't celebrate, it may be because the energetic New Year officially begins with the March equinox. That's the start of the astrological New Year and the energetic New Year. And what's really cool too is that this month of January, on January 22nd, we have the Lunar New Year, the Chinese New Year starting off. And before I get into the January energy updates, there's a lot of positive forward-moving energy this month, so lots of good news. Before I get into that, I want to say thank you so much for being here. I know it's not easy to incarnate right now with all of this chaos and transformation and change that's happening on our planet, but not just at the 3D level, also in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th dimensions. There's a lot of stuff shifting, and I know it can be overwhelming and challenging at times, but thank you for choosing to be brave and choosing to shine your light. In 2023, we as light warriors are going to be called to shine our light brighter than ever before. So if you have been hiding in the background, if you've been hiding your light, Spirit is going to push you and pull you to shine your light for others and for yourself. So I'm excited for what this year has in store for all of us. Okay, so this year, or this month, January is filled with so much cosmic activity. And the first big cosmic event that's happening is on January 6th, and that is the full moon, the first full moon of 2023. It happens at 3:07 p.m. Pacific time, so check what time that's at in your side of the world. This full moon is actually in Gemini in sidereal astrology, and it's in Cancer in tropical astrology. So when I do these energy updates, I'm going to explain both the Vedic and the Western astrology, because it's important for us not to be blinded by just one mode of looking things, right? Like as we started the video talking about, this is the new year according to the Gregorian calendar that humans made, but the energetic New Year actually begins with the equinox in spring when everything's blossoming. But there's also the lunar calendar, which says New Year's begins on January 22nd, and there's so many different calendar systems, and there's so many ways of looking at energy. And this year I'm going to invite you, this is my New Year's resolutions for you, is to be more nuanced with energy, really feel it and be more expansive in your perception of it. And so we're going to be talking about energy in a more nuanced and detailed way. And that's why I'm going to be making more YouTube videos. Thanks for your patience. I know I haven't been on YouTube in so long, but I really appreciate you being here. And I'm excited to make more videos and connect more on YouTube. So what is this full moon about? So this full moon, it's in Cancer. It's a water sign. And when we think about water governs our emotions. Every single time that there's a full moon, the ocean waves rise, right? And your body is made up of at least 70% water. So our water is also being pulled by the moon's magnetic energy, and water governs our emotions. That's why a lot of us are very sensitive, extra emotional, extra intuitive, because water also governs our intuition during the full moons. And this full moon, you're likely going to be extra emotional and sensitive. And that's because it's in Cancer. Not just because Cancer is a water sign, but because Cancer is governed and ruled by the moon. So it's dominating energy. And so as you're moving into this full moon energy, we feel full moon energy 3 days before and after the moon actually goes full. And so as we lead up to it and as we're moving out of it, just allow your emotions to flow, because water is not meant to be stuck. Water is actually meant to flow. So just allow your extra emotional sensitivities to flow. Don't try to create stories or try to, get attached to them. Just allow your emotions to flow through your body, through your energy field. That is one of the most optimal ways for us to work with this specific full moon. Now, if this feels more of like an airy Gemini energy, it's also fast moving, because air is like the fastest element. Gemini is one of the fastest signs. They move so fast, they're very quick. And so if this feels like more of a Gemini airy full moon, connect with that energy and honor that. Gemini is very much focused on communicating, on connecting with others, so really leverage that energy if that resonates more with you. What's really fascinating about this full moon is that it's encouraging us to embrace our courage, to embrace uncertainty, to not be afraid of it. And the reason why is because ever since October, so from October 2022 all the way up to April 2023, this is a long time span, we're moving through a quantum gateway. So you guys hear me talk about portals a lot, and this one is it's being referred to as a gateway because gateways are open longer. Usually portals or vortexes, again, these are all like different words for the same term. So to avoid any confusion, portals, vortexes, and gateways are the exact same thing, but my understanding of it is that gateways are open for longer amounts of time, whereas a portal or a vortex is open for maybe 5, 10, 15 days or so. Gateways are open up for months, for example. Okay, so right now we're moving through a quantum gateway. And what does this mean for you? So this quantum gateway that we started moving through started in October with the solar eclipse, and then it sort of like this portal, this gateway was building its energy with a total lunar eclipse on November 8th, and with the 1111 portal, with the alignment of the sun with our galactic center, which is basically a big black hole, a supermassive black hole, and then with the solstice on December 21st. So all of these cosmic events were like basically building up and creating this quantum gateway that we're moving through. So quantum means anything that transcends time and space. Think about quantum physics, right? When we talk about quantum energy, it's energy that is not linear. Like we're saying right now, it's 1 o'clock, then later it's going to be 2 o'clock, and 1 hour is going to be 3 o'clock. That's not the way the quantum world or quantum energy works. Like we can say right now is 1 o'clock, and then 60 minutes from now, it could be 5 o'clock p.m. And that's the way that quantum time works. It works outside of linear time and space. So what does this mean for you, right? From now until April 20th, with the total solar eclipse, we are going to be experiencing a lot of shifts in our lives. So big career changes, big relationship changes, health changes, maybe physical changes. Maybe you'll even move to a new house, or you move to a new city, or even a new country. You know, expect a lot of changes to manifest during these next 4 months of the year. And so with these changes, what does that require us to do? It requires us to embrace uncertainty, because we don't know how life is going to shift, what opportunities may come. And so during this full moon, you're really invited to connect with that sense of embracing uncertainty. And that's going to be very important for all of 2023, but especially the first half of 2023. And so with this Cancer energy, Cancer governs the heart, right? So really connect with your heart and release your fears about uncertainty, the need to control. Sometimes we're control freaks, right? And it's not your fault that you're a control freak or you always like to know what's gonna happen. It's not your fault. We are biologically wired this way, because think about your ancestors. Our ancestors were out hunting and gathering. They were building their shelters everywhere they were moving to. When they were hunting and gathering for their food or building their shelters in new places, they would have to watch out for tigers, for crocodiles, for snakes, for a warring tribe that maybe was going to kidnap them. And so they always had to be on this fight or flight mode. So it's not your fault. We're biologically wired this way to have a need to control things so that we can be safe and we can continue to survive, because evolution is the genes have to keep surviving. So basically, it's not your fault, right? We're biologically wired, but the whole point of this evolution of consciousness, this ascensional process that we're moving through, is for us to unlearn. So we need to unlearn the need to control, because the magic is found in the void of all possibilities, the 0 point where a thought goes in and something new completely is manifested instantly. So that's the 0 point field, the void, whatever you want to refer it to. And so in order for you to embrace that magic, that power of instant manifestation and infinite potentials, is for you to surrender into that unknowingness. And so really work with that theme during this full moon, because this is going to be an ongoing theme about uncertainty, unknowingness, and embracing that for all of 2023. So what's another really interesting thing that's happening during the beginning of January is that on January 1st, our galactic family in Sirius, the Sirius star system, is at its highest point in the sky. So Sirius is this very evolved alien galactic civilization, and they were involved with seeding humans, so they were involved in creating, our DNA and all of that. And so they are our galactic ancestors, right? They're our galactic family, and they are a very advanced spiritual and technological civilization. So at midnight on January 1st, on New Year's, Sirius, which is the brightest star in our sky, was at its highest point. And Sirius is known as our spiritual sun. We have the sun in our solar system, but our spiritual sun is actually Sirius. And I didn't even know about this. I actually found out about this through Julia Swanson. And so before I even knew about this, every single full moon we have a full moon ceremony and meditation. And this month we're going to be meditating with Goddess Auset, Goddess Isis. She is the Egyptian goddess of healing, magic, and protection. So before I even knew about the Sirius alignment that happened the first week of January, I was called to bring Goddess Auset, Goddess Isis to our full moon circle. And that's because now that I look back at it, right, connecting the dots, she actually came from Sirius. So that was her home planet. There's actually some words from her that she's like a daughter of Sirius. And so with Goddess Auset, she's the goddess of magic. And again, talking about these themes about in the unknowingness, that's where the magic is. So that's why we're connecting with her. Goddess Auset is this really beautiful goddess Isis. Auset is her Kemetic name. Isis is her Greek name. And so Goddess Auset is this really beautiful, motherly, nurturing being, essence. I don't even know if I can refer to her as a being. She's more of like an essence because she's so large. Like if you ever have connected with Goddess Isis, Goddess Auset, or even if you Google her and look at a picture of her, like her wings are massive, right? And that's her magic. Like she was so powerful that she manifested her etheric wings into the physical plane, so that's how like badass she is. She's so powerful, she's so majestic, and she reminds us of our power. And with a lot of these beings, these deities, it's not really like we're worshiping them, because they're actually fractals, they're reflections of us. So for a lot of these gods and goddesses that we're connecting with at every single full moon, and we change, every being that we connect with, it's not meant to be a worshiping. It's actually meant to be, I have this fractal of them inside of me, so I have that power inside of me. And so it's really cool because Goddess Isis, Goddess Auset, not only is she very much connected to Sirius, but she also has this beautiful balance of her divine electric and magnetic energy, which we humans have chosen to label that as divine feminine and masculine energy. And so what's so fascinating, again, before I knew about this event, on January 4th, the sun is at its closest position to Earth. So just like we have a super new moon, super full moon, when the moon looks bigger and it's closer and its energy is more powerful, now there's this, I've learned about this new concept of a super sun. So that's when the sun is closest to Earth, and that is exact on January 4th. It happens again in July, and so the solar energy is going to be very much amplified during the first few days of January. So it's called the perihelion, that's like the term for the sun being closest to Earth. So the perihelion is exact on January 4th, but we're going to continue to feel that energy for a few more days. And so we have this beautiful dance in the sky with the sun being so bright and then the moon being bright just 2 days later, because the full moon just happens 2 days later on January 6th. It's reminding us, it's a reflection of our internal dance, a reflection of our internal electric energies from the sun and magnetic energies from the moon, which most people call divine masculine and divine feminine energies. So we also have to find that balance, right? And that's what we're going to be doing in our full moon ceremony. We're going to connect with Goddess Alset to open up our heart chakra, the magnetic energy, and open up our solar plexus, the electric energy within us. And so we're going to be doing an alchemy ritual to open up and cleanse the heart and solar plexus chakras. Also going to be doing a release to let go of the fear of uncertainty and to embrace more courage, because we're definitely going to need it in 2023. So if that resonates with you, you can join the ceremony and meditation in the link in the description of this video. We have these full moon meditations every month. Okay, so that's how we're starting off the year. We have the sun perihelion, the super sun on January 4th, the full moon on January 6th, and then we have the January 11, the 111 portal. So 1 in numerology represents new beginnings, and what's really awesome about this 111 portal is that the day after, Mars goes direct. So Mars has been in retrograde, and Mars is a planet that only goes retrograde about every 2 years or so. So it's not something too familiar to us or too common. And so right after the 111 portal, Mars goes direct. So Mars is a planet of aggression, war, passion, sexuality, and action. So that's what's so fascinating, is that I personally am not setting any New Year's resolutions yet, and that's because we're moving through this quantum gateway where things in our lives are going to shift very much. And you're going to notice that when Mars goes direct on January 12th, right after the portal of new beginnings, we have this forward moving energy, because Mars represents action. It's that fire energy. I would encourage you to avoid having intense discussions on around 3 days before and 3 days after January 12th, because Mars is very fiery. Sometimes it can get angry and frustrated, so you don't want to like blow up in your conversations. So maybe save that conversation once Mars goes direct for a few days. But we have a lot of forward moving energy. Mars goes direct on January 12th, Mercury goes direct on January 18th, and Uranus goes direct on January 22nd. So I have notes, that's why I'm looking down. I want to make sure I'm telling you the correct dates. And so what's really cool is that as soon as Uranus goes direct on January 22nd, we have no more planets in a retrograde until April 21st, which is my birthday, which is kind of cool. And so write this down, from January 22nd until April 21st, there are 0 planets in retrograde, meaning that we have a lot of forward moving energy. So during the first half of January, maybe take some time to sit still, be in the present moment. Don't think about the year, don't think about all your plans that you have going on. Take time to sit within and be still, maybe engage with your creativity. Think about what plans you want to have, what cool creative things you want to create. And then once we start January 22nd, which with Uranus going direct, no more planets in retrograde, but also January 21st is a new moon, and January 22nd is the beginning of the Lunar New Year. So the Chinese New Year starts then. So we have a lot of forward moving energy. So maybe if this resonates with you, take some time to chill out and reflect on all your plans, because we're gonna have a lot of positive support to move forward in your life, in your projects, in your relationships, in your health towards the later half of January. Okay, so there's a lot of positive energy in January. So it's awesome to start this year off this way. And I am wishing you an incredible January, an incredible 2023. If you celebrate Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year, Happy New Year to you. This is actually the year of the water rabbit in Chinese metaphysics. So within Chinese metaphysics, there's different branches of it. I'm not an expert. Although one day I'm sure I'm gonna go to Asia and explore that because it's so fascinating and so in depth. But if we think about water, if we think about a rabbit moves very quickly, right? If you've seen rabbits run, they're very quick, but they're also very intelligent, very witty. And so maybe try to embrace some of those concepts into your life. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your shares. Let me know what other videos you want to see. Let me know what resonated with you the most about this energy update. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I will answer them there. And I'm excited to connect more on YouTube. I'm going to be making more videos, so keep an eye out. And I hope to see you at our full moon ceremony and meditation. Much love.